Hey friends, it's Rachel with the Ponds Farmhouse, and I'm here today with another fun DIY project. Today we're going to be making some primitive type rustic flowers out of burlap, and we're going to be making them with a little patriotic twist to them. These could be done in any types of fabrics, but I'm actually using some red, white, and blue scrap fabrics in order to make them have that little patriotic punch. So they're going to be perfect for Memorial Day or 4th of July. Let me just show you what they're looking like. I'm actually using some twigs as the stems. So this is just a few that I've already done, and I'm loving how they're coming together. And what I'm going to do is show you how to make them, and then I'm going to also show you how you can arrange them to look lovely in your home for summer decorating, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, whatever you want to display them for. So these have turned out really, really cute. These are the scrap fabrics here. Let me just show you a little bit about what we're doing. I'm actually using burlap that has been stiffened, and that's the first step. And so I'm going to go over that with you. So if this sounds like fun, let's take a little pause and I'll be right back. Okay, first thing that we want to do is we want to stiffen our burlap, and this is an easy process. All you need is some Elmer's glue and water, and what I do is I just use like a disposable tin pan. Now these flowers do not need a whole lot of this, so if all you're wanting to do is your flowers, then I just suggest cutting out small pieces of your burlap to then letting it dry. And I mean, after you use the glue to stiffen it, you let it dry, and then you can just cut out your flowers. So again, all you do is just put mix half and half water with Elmer's glue, soak your burlap in it, squeeze it out and get as much of the excess fluid out of it as possible, and then hang them up to dry. And what I like to do is really smooth out the fabric as much as possible, because it's going to have some wrinkles in it so that it's more flat when it dries. You also want to be careful because it may drip, so if you're going to dry it in the house, be sure that you hang it somewhere with something under it to catch any drips. I actually hung mine outside to dry, and it didn't take no time with the wind blowing on it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to find some circular things that you would like to use to draw off your flowers. And I did two size flowers, some small ones and some larger ones. And I also used white burlap along with the brown. Then I also cut some small circles using the scrap fabrics. And so these are some of my fabrics that I had on hand. You could purchase different fabrics if you want to, but anything that has that red, white, and blue theme is going to give you that look. And then, like I said, if you didn't want to do it for a patriotic theme, just cut them out with whatever scrap fabrics you have. The other thing that I use is just some quilting thread and a fairly large needle, just because it's easier to work with than one of those little delicate ones. And then I just gathered twigs from my yard, so it was a quick and easy and very inexpensive project to make. So I'm gonna turn the camera down so I can show you exactly how I cut the flowers, how I created the leaves, because I did also make leaves. If you notice on here, these are the little leaves, and again, I just cut those out of the burlap, the stiffened burlap, and folded them in half to create the look of a leaf. This one I used a twig that was split. Most of them I've just done an individual one because that makes it easier to arrange. And these look adorable arranged individually or definitely as a group. So let's get started on showing you how to put them together and then I'll show you how I'm using them in my home and giving you some ideas of how you can use them to decorate your home. Okay, the very first thing we want to do is shape our flowers. So I'm folding it in half and making a crease and then opening and folding again. And see, then you've got these little sides that you want to fold in between the creases that you made when you folded it. So now these are going to be where the flower petals come into play. So once we get this shaped and get all of our creases in place, then we can go ahead and cut that little tip out of each one of the ones that are folded inward. And then once we get that cut, you can go around the edges of it. Make sure it, has a rounded edge and that it looks real smooth. So, kind of shape it back up again. And then what we're going to do next is go ahead and make our centers with our scrap fabric. And I'm just using some quilting thread here. That's a little heavier duty, makes it easier to work with. And what we want to do is just go ahead and put the thread onto the edge of the scrap fabric circle, and then just do a little in and out stitch. It's real easy, just kind of in, out, just close, kind of like a quilting stitch. This is going to be a gathering stitch, and so what you're going to do is just work that needle in and out until you go all the way around the edge of this this little circle here, and it's going to be gathering up the edges as you go. So it's just quick and easy. Go around as fast as you can. They don't have to be perfect stitches. And then once you have you've got it completely circled, then what you want to do is go ahead and pull those strings tightly so that you've got kind of like a little, what I call like a little cup. And you'll see here, you see it looks like a little cup. And then what you're going to want to do is tighten it up as much as you can, but you want to leave enough room, because what you're going to do is you're going to take just a small amount of the little polyfill and stuff it into the what I call the little cup here that we've created by gathering the fabric together. Then once you have the polyfill all stuffed in, sometimes it takes a little bit to get it there. This really tighten up on your thread, and you'll see that it pulls all the threads together, and then you want to secure it. So just kind of stitch back and forth across where the opening is until you've got all of that tightened up perfectly. So now all we need to do is add some hot glue to the rough side of this little button that we've just made. And then we're just going to adhere it right to the center of our burlap flower. So isn't that going to be cute? And I'm doing these in red, white, and blue. So we've got some different colors here that we can work with. The next thing that we want to do is go ahead and add our stems to it. So all I'm going to do is just add a little hot glue to the little twig and then place it onto the burlap and just let it set there. I'm going to add a little extra so that it's extra secure here. Once that dries, we're going to be ready to add some leaves to our flowers. And then these are just cut out roughly, and I'm folding them in half. I'm using a couple of leaves on each one of the flower petals that I'm doing. So I think we got to make sure this is good and secure first. And then we're ready to attach the leaves. And I want to put them fairly close to the actual flower petals, because I'm going to use these in some bud vases, so I want them all to be secured here. We just want to press those in with the hot glue and let that set up. Doesn't take too long. Just hold it until it feels like they're fairly secure on there. And then you're going to be ready to start arranging your flowers.